right, Jim. Well, this is my show, so let's move away from the garbage and let's get to some of the good stuff. Let's have fun.
Slowly away from the wrestling there on Raw.
The Albatross on Monday night. Let's get to some fun. Let's have a good time here on the show. I sent you something that a lot of the listeners started sending me, and I watched it, and I have to say, I was tremendously entertained by it, and I kind of see what a lot of people who I'm friends with have told me about RJ City on his show. I guess it's called Hey EW. There's an episode where he interviewed Skye Blue, who we've talked about on this show. We've never heard her do a promo, but we've seen her in the ring. We've seen her matches. Did you watch this?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was like watching Robin Williams as Mork from Ork interviewing a cabbage.
What?
And first off, let me say that RJ City has no business whatsoever being anywhere near a fucking wrestling television program. I will say that. Because the business is silly enough, and this guy is fucking hilarious, but not for a wrestling show. He should have been the guy that took over the Daily Show from Jon Stewart.
Wow.
Instead of that fucking, whoever the fucking guy was that did, I haven't watched it since.
Trevor Noah, but he's left now.
Well, thank goodness. He wore out his welcome his first day. But no, put him on the network show at 11:30 at night. He's a fucking hilarious motherfucker. I'm just saying, the modern wrestling shows are already too silly. And I don't know exactly how you would put his talents to work in a real wrestling program. But this was the most amazing verbal evisceration of this. Skye Blue is completely vacant of any personality or any conversational ability whatsoever. And everything that he said, she didn't even understand the words he was using, much less the context they were in. And the stuff was so quick and it was going over her head. And he was trying to make, I don't know, I've never met the girl. So he has, because he works there. Were they ribbing her that she's just such a mud fence that she can't say anything? She has nothing to add. She's not in any way wanting to be a performer. They alluded to her being scared or nervous about promos, but then he just ripped her apart in a nice, funny way.
Well, yeah, for the people who haven't seen this, he's not there cutting a promo on her or anything. That's not what he's doing.
No,
he's interviewing her.
Well, but he's so good and he's so quick and he's so fast and she's got absolutely nothing to fucking say that it's the most amazing, complete polar opposite of an interview I'd ever seen. And it's like when she did start speaking, you were mentally begging her to stop so you could hear more RJ City. Because what she had a story where in church she got kicked out of church for setting another kid on fire, and he had to tell the story because obviously they'd gone over it in pre-production. He knew the story because she wouldn't tell. It was her story, and he had to tell her the story in a way that made it sound like that she was telling it, but she wasn't telling it. And then he pissed all over that.
He gave her a promo to read because she was talking about she hates doing promos. He wrote
she can't read.
But the last few lines were some of the funniest lines. They were so simple, but she's reading this with no passion.
No. It wasn't she wasn't reading it with no passion. She was reading it like she was in a remedial reading course in school, and this was the first time she'd seen English words written on a paper.
I think the last lines were, "You'll be black and blue, but I'll be just blue. Sky blue." It's the funniest fucking line.
And when he asked her about what she thought about different shades of the color blue, and she didn't know what.
How about when he asked her about Ray Gunkel? That's the one where it won me over. I was like, geez, of all the things to ask her about, Ray Gunkel.
He asked her who was her What were her comments on 3 wrestlers, Corporal Kirshner, Ray Gunkel, and somebody she'd actually heard of? But anyway, but yeah, I mean, RJ City needs to have some type of segment on The Daily Show, or needs to be one of the roving reporters on Comedy Central, or whatever the case. It was amazing. And at about halfway through, you realize that he's doing this partially to entertain himself because he was getting nothing from her. But I'm wondering, like I said earlier, they know that she was completely clueless and almost incapable of speech, and they put her with the quickest guy in the company. Was it a rib on her is what I'm wondering. And then they showed it. I mean, again, if I was producing the program, or I don't know if they have producers for their internet segments, or if they just get a camera together and whatever, but some point somebody had to clear it to put it on YouTube. She looks like a complete imbecile. I would have said, okay, whoa, let's not do this. Skye, Miss Blue, if you are not any more comfortable than that, or can't come back with, I don't know, responses that sound like complete sentences, we can't air this, no matter how good RJ City is. I mean, I loved it, but I'm thinking about it that way. I'm like, why did they make this girl look like a complete fucking beffucking foon?
Well, again, maybe she didn't see it that way. And RJ City, this show, Hey EW, it's been something AEW's put on their YouTube channel for a while, so it's been established as a show. She would know what she was getting into.
Well, then she don't have much judgment in what she's getting into.
He's really good, though.
He's fucking fantastic.
He's really good.
This not in really a wrestling context, but goddamn it.
Hold on, I have
the Daily Show.
Let's play a sample here so people could hear a little bit of what we're talking about.
Female David Otunga. Yep. You come to the ring wearing a backwards hat.
Yep.
Explain that.
Kind of just, well, the first one I ever got, my mom got me.
Okay.
And then I lost it because a fan stole it. Mm-hmm. And then I made another one, and it just kind of became a thing. Just stick it on my head.
And you don't get any pushback from the network? TBS is okay with it? It's just such a rebellious statement. You know, what's next? You gonna tie your jacket around your waist?
I do that when I have the elbow cast.
See, she's really a wild one. And it's airbrushed on the back, right?
And then I make them sparkly.
So what happened? You went to Six Flags or some guy in the middle of a mall and you said, my name's Skye. And he said, sure it is. And you dropped $25 on that? And then you don't even show the front of it on camera?
These ones I get from the South Side. It's very scary when I have to go get them on the South Side. But the first one was from Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and then you don't show it. You know, it's on the back of the hat. Why not airbrush the front of the hat or turn the hat around?
I'll just turn it around.
Okay, and they don't sell this as merchandise. Does that bother you? Should they be selling sky blue hats?
Probably.
Look into the camera and tell Shop AEW.
Yeah, what he said. What he said.
No, I'm interviewing you. Take ownership of your hat. Say, hey, Shop AEW.
There's fans that make them.
But you can't sell them. Do you want to make any money in this business at all?
I just want to wrestle.
Same thing David Otunga said.
Let me stop it there. There's a sample of it.
It's like she's 7 years old. Oh, my God.
You want them to sell the hats while the fans make them. Don't you want to make money in this business?
Yes.
He's won me over. You know, I saw him on that pregame show at Renee, and it was just, he wasn't really good in that role, but it wasn't a good pregame show. It was laid out, it was produced poorly, and it wasn't a good use of him. He's quick, and he's funny, and he has a wrestling humor that he can mix in so people like us could laugh. Again, he's not on the shows really, but for this is great. Skye Blue. I'll never see her the same way again now.
I don't know. After that, I don't know if you'll ever see her again.